about 20 minutes ago, we had what's called dead air in the business. Luckily, Rusty, our fact checker, said, "Hey, man, you got dead air."
The only one.
I think you'd find that a lot of top-of-the-line radio stations rely on listener emails to let them know when you've got dead air.
Rusty alerted Chris Dibb and myself, and Chris Dibb said, "Are we on the air?" And I was like, "How would I know?"
No one knows.
So you have the ability, I don't, to buzz down the hall to Biggie.
Right. Because you can't even buzz Biggie. That's right.
Correct.
So I buzz him and I say, "Are we on the air?" And he says, "How would I know?"
I don't know.
We're doing our thing.
That's right.
We're doing our thing.
We're doing our thing. And I say, "Rusty just emailed, we're off the air. Can you walk out and check?" And Biggie goes, "All right, if I have to, I'll walk out and
move some things around."
Here's how I failed. Came in, so we come back in now. It's 15 minutes later. I said, "Were we off the air?" Biggie says, "Yeah, we were. We were off the air." And I say, "Don't you dare blame yourself." And Biggie says, "Passive aggressive right there. That's passive aggressive." And here my whole remember last Monday I told you I'm going to stop being passive aggressive. And the first thing I say is, "Don't blame yourself." Like, obviously it's your fault. And he says, "I'm not going to blame myself. It wasn't my fault. It was a scheduling issue."
Bad scheduling.
I won't let you blame yourself.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't beat yourself up over this, Biggie.
Don't you dare. I had an email from a P1, Jalalala. And he said, "Here's what your motto should be about passive aggressive." I wrote it down. First rule of passive aggressive club is, you know what? Never mind. It's fine.
Now that I like.
That was really
Bit
funny.
of a thinker.
It was. I looked at it for a while. I was like, "Oh, I get it. Okay, I got that." So we're off to a rocky start, even on Transformation Challenge Day 1. And this, I am just, you hear the upbeat part of my, you hear how upbeat I am to try and get my health exactly right. I went ahead and shaved all my body hair this morning.
Wow.
Got up early, said, I just want this to be me.
Now, have you already had your weigh-in?
Yes, weighed in Saturday.
Okay.
How'd that go? The way you envisioned?
Higher number than I thought it would be, honestly, on as far as pounds go. And a little lower number as far as body fat percentage goes. In fact, for body fat percentage, I was in the normal zone, which I thought I was going to be above.
Well, that's good.
I was happy with that because the young lady who was, I had to put my thumbs up the holes and everything. I told you how you do that, right? You put your thumb up a hole, and then you put your feet on a silver sensor, and it starts to tell you.
Can I interrupt for just a second, Kelly?
Yeah.
When they uncrate this contraption, is Dr. Oz's face on the side?
Yeah, it's a Dr. Oz sponsored.
Your thumbs in your feet.
It measures everything about your body with your thumbs and your feet. You're on sensors.
What more do you need?
You're on sensors. So I stuck my thumb up the holes, put my feet on the sensor.
Step off, please. You're done.
And then the young lady that was taking my stats, the weight just kept going. It did that little sound Biggie makes. And it just keeps on going up and up and up. And I was like, geez, I'm heavier than I thought I was. And she goes, look at that muscle mass, though. I'm jealous. Well, of course, she's in perfect shape. I'm like, I'm sure you are. She goes, I am so jealous.
Says that's all the boys.
Right.
And she does.
Right. Exactly. So, I got started really yesterday. I wanted to get a jump start on this thing. And I'm trying to earn points. We're on a team. There's like 70 of us doing it.
Oh, they put you on a team, so you have to feel the team guilt.
And you get points for your team by attending workouts, attending a Zoom meeting with a nutritionist, checking in on Facebook. Now, I can't do either of the last two things.
Those things are not your strong suit.
No, they're not.
Not my strong suit, exactly. So that's where we are. That's where I am today.
So how's the team doing? I'm starving myself and yelling at coworkers. Great. Anyone else want to share?
That's right. That's what I'm going to be doing.
I was passive aggressive to a large man at work.
That's what I'm going to
Great.
Don't blame yourself. I'm not.
I bet that passive aggressiveness burned some calories. You know it did.
Don't you dare blame yourself for the dead air that you caused only 20, 25 minutes ago.
I didn't cause it.
That's right. Scheduling.
See? Put it behind you.
We don't think about it. We don't think about it. You know what? That's funny. You said put it behind you. We watched Ted Lasso, Biggie and myself, and his big thing is have the mind of a goldfish. They have 10-second memory. Put it behind you as soon as you do it. And I was watching. You know, I kept thinking of that last night. Did you watch? I stayed up late and watched that Rams.
I watched the whole thing.
I did too. Went all the way. The Rams 49ers game last night. If you missed it, Rams won it 20-17. They were down 17-7 in the fourth quarter. There was a play. You'll probably know the play. To me, it cost.
I know right where you're going.
It cost the 49ers the game.
Yeah.
Stafford, about 8 or 9 minutes to go, they're down 3, 17-14. Stafford goes back to pass, throws a bomb, but it's underthrown. It's weak. And the 49ers player is just standing there waiting for it for an interception. Jaquaski Tart. And Joe Buck even says, intercept it, and dropped. I mean, he dropped it.
I mean, it couldn't have hit him more.
Oh, my gosh.
If it was a movie, it would have been that his family was being held kidnapped, and he had to throw the game.
I'm telling you.
To save his family, because it couldn't have been more. And the way it hit him,
I mean, right,
it hit him right in the shoulder. I mean, it was just unreal, and it just bounced. It was stunning.
Nobody around him. He's just waiting for it.
Yeah.
And it absolutely cost the 49ers the game.
I don't know if he thought to himself, like, is it one of those moments where you're like, is this happening? Is it really this easy?
It's too perfect.
Yeah, it's too perfect. And he just laid on the ground.
Oh, yeah. And then after they drove the next play, they got like a 30-yard pass and a 15-yard penalty. It was huge. And then they kicked a field goal to tie the game. And on the sideline, like players were coming over, saying, and I thought to myself, be Ted Lasso. I said, do Ted Lasso. You can't. You have to put that in your rear view mirror.
There's still game to be played.
And I'll tell you, the 49ers never even moved the ball after that. They never. They'd get on the field, and it would be like.
You could just feel everything switch.
Everything
all the
switched.
Momentum went to the Rams
on that play,
and everything. And I knew.
Me too. Right there, it's like that cost them the game.
Yeah,
that did it.
I did not. I only saw the first half of that game, but I did see that Jaquaski was talking on Twitter. He said, "I'll take it all." I said, "I blame myself."
I hated it for him. I really did, because it is on him. I mean, it is one of those. Well, I mean, the 49ers offense did him no favors after they didn't move the ball at all. But that play just flipped everything.
And Stafford was not playing well. He was overthrowing guys, bad passes. They even said at one point, maybe he's injured.
Hurt. On that play, because he underthrew it so badly. They're like, I think he may have a shoulder injury. Aikman said that. And I hate to say one guy cost somebody the game, but that was the play in that game. So if you missed that, it was late, and the Rams came from behind to beat the 49ers. I'll tell you, though, the game of the day was the Bengals. Wow.
A stunner.
I'm still stunned.
Who could have seen that coming?
Not me.
Shocking. Bengals down to the Chiefs at one point, 21-3. Chiefs just ripping up and down the field.
I flipped it. I flipped the channel.
I told my son.
Yeah, Biggie started watching Sex and the City, the reboot.
I don't blame you. Don't blame you. That is.
I was when it went 21-3. I thought, I know where this is going.
Yeah,
it's going to be 42-10. I'm done here.
Of course, I told my son, I was like, this game.
No, it'll be 42-11.
Right.
Because the Bengals would try to go for 2 just to make it close.
Yeah.
My son said, should I go to Cookout? I said, yeah, you're not missing anything here. I'm going to Cookout. This one's over. I mean, it was 21-3. But I do think, if you watch that game, a key moment was when the Chiefs were up 21-10 late in the first half. They have the ball second and goal from the 1 with like 4 seconds. So, most teams, I think, kick a field goal. Instead, they go for it, don't get it. Time runs out. So it's 21-10 instead of 24-10. But Chris Demm said, he may be right. He probably would have gone for it, too. The way they were ripping
I
up.
would have. They
had it. They had it.
The Chiefs' offense was unstoppable in the first half.
But that did give the Bengals some momentum going into halftime.
It did.
It was shocking.
And I'll tell you, it's funny with Patrick Mahomes. When he's dancing around and doing all that and completes the pass, brilliance.
Yeah.
He looks brilliant. But yesterday, he had some moments where he was just
awful.
I mean, going 20 yards back and then not completing the pass and getting just dropped. And I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah, he had a bad half.
He did.
But it's almost like we're so used to seeing him make those unbelievable passes from 10 yards back.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it just didn't happen.
Second half, he was terrible.
Yeah,
they were terrible.
He was.
And I'll tell you, this is inside sports, but Cincinnati's secondary must be great because he'd drop back and have 10 seconds to throw and run all the way.
Yes.
And then he'd get sacked or throw it away. It was what a game. We have the call of the Bengals winning in overtime. Even though they lost the coin flip, Mahomes threw an interception in overtime, and really the play before should have been intercepted and taken back for a touchdown. So this is the call of the game-winning field goal. We had these Bengals broadcasters last week, too. You know my pet peeve on this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Color commentator.
Did he interject again?
Mm-hmm. Stepping on the play-by-play guy. Clearly, the play-by-play guy has a signature call, which is Coffin Nails, meaning the game is over. And I guess the color commentator does, too.
The kick is up. It is good. Coffin Nails.
Bam! Bam! Bam!
It is no fluke. It is a fact. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Super Bowl 56.
All right. I'll allow. He waited till after Coffin Nails to go bam, bam, bam.
And he was yaying
Before, as
as the ball left the foot.
stop yaying.
The kick is up. It is good.
Stop. That second guy should not be talking when the play-by-play man is talking. It just should not be that way. They've got to have a meeting. They have to have a meeting.
They have to, yes.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks to get your S together, boys.
They really do. Yeah. You got the biggest game of your lives coming up here. We haven't been in the Super Bowl in 33 years. Get it together, because we're not having that on the game-winning play.
I don't know if this is the right time, but that's not the worst news out of Cincinnati Radio today.
Oh, my God. I can't talk about that.
I know.
That is too hard.
I know.
That is too hard to talk about.
Cincinnati Radio was dark this morning.
We have lost one of the greats,
If you've ever wondered,
Howard Hessman,
whatever became.
Dr. Johnny Fever. Don't you think he had a little something to do with the Bengals win yesterday?
I like to think that he pressured Patrick Mahomes into some bad throws and decisions.
I do too.
Got kind of tired of back in
I felt like Dr. Johnny Fever would never die.
town.
I did. I loved.
Down the dive.
I mean, if you're of a certain age, you love WKRP.
I did see a few people on social media posting pictures of Howard Hessman in head of the class. You know, if you're of a certain generation, that was your Howard Hessman. I get
I
it.
know, but I told Biggie, I said, Biggie, today we're celebrating Howard Hessman. We're doing nothing else. And Biggie said, should I get some head of the class? And I said, God, no. What? No. Don't blame yourself. Tell him no. Get WKRP and WKRP only. That's all we need to celebrate Howard Hessman. I don't even count head of the class. I mean, he was in it.
He was there.
Which show ran longer? I read this morning that KRP was on for 4 seasons, but seasons were longer in the 70s, I think, than they are now. But I don't know which show had a longer run.
I bet head of the class had a long.
It might have.
Because it was on for a while. He was, let's see here, KRP 78 to 82. He was also, and I remember this, he was Ann Romano's boyfriend on One Day at a Time at the end, like the last couple of seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good at that too. Last year we lost Herb Turlick from WKRP. And now Dr. Johnny Fever. Here's a clip.
All right, Cincinnati, it is time for this town to get down. You got Johnny, Dr. Johnny Fever, and I am burning up in here. Woo! We are all in critical condition, babies. But you can tell me where it hurts, because I got the healing prescription here from the big KRP musical medicine cabinet.
When I was a kid, he was my favorite character on the show. I loved
Oh, without a
him.
doubt.
I wanted to be a morning radio DJ because of Dr. Johnny Fever, and I'm exactly the opposite of you. I never do anything
No.
off
Remotely cool.
Yeah.
nothing.
I read that this morning that script, that was the pilot or the first episode of KRP when they switched from classical to rock.
Yes.
He improvised that.
Did he really? Had he done any radio DJing in the past? I don't know.
I don't know his bio, but he sure sounded like it because, he'd been he'd literally been up and down the dial.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's right.
Johnny Sunshine,
yeah.
Johnny Midnight,
and now he's Johnny. God, I love it. And he was,
Johnny Caravella.
that's right. Chris Demm knows this trivia. Biggie, do you know what word Johnny Fever got fired from his last radio job for saying on the air? They fired him for saying.
I feel like, no, I don't. I feel
It's
like
kind
I
of
know
tame when you hear it.
Oh, yeah. You don't know what he said.
No.
Booger.
That's it. Okay, yes.
He was a boss jock in L.A.
Yep.
I think he was Johnny Sunshine.
And he said booger on the air. And
They fired him.
And they fired him for it. And Andy Travis said, say it if you want. So maybe the pilot, at the end of it, he goes, and booger. He just said it.
Although he went later in the show, he got a settlement from the AM station that in L.A. that fired him, and I think he blew the money.
Yeah.
And then he left and went and got a job back in L.A. and then came back because he got fired for saying jive ass.
That's right. That's right. God, I
Which
love
is
him.
deep trivia for KRP.
I'd forgotten all about that. He was 81 and died after complications from a colon surgery.
Yeah.
God dog it. I mean, I just hate that. I just felt like Dr. Fever would be with us forever. I hated to see that news on the day that the Bengals win the AFC Championship. What a great show. What a really underrated, funny
Well, if you're the
show.
program director at KRP, I don't think you could put Venus Flytrap on mornings. He's kind of suited to the nights.
He's too mellow.
Yeah.
He
Does Randy
Andy
Travis have to come in and do Randy Travis?
Yeah.
Andy have to come in?
Yeah, Andy's got to come. Andy Travis has to come in and he's got to deliver the sad news.
Oh gosh, and Les Nessman.
And then do it. Yeah, that's right. Michelle in Japan, P1 listener furthest away, has some comments on Howard Hessman, the passing of Mr. Hessman. Go ahead, Michelle.
Well, Chris Kelly, we all know what your memory is like. I'm going to double factoid you.
Wow, give it to us.
Because I gave you this factoid last year when the other actor passed away, and I have to give it to you again.
Mm-hmm.
Howard Hessman actually took off from his acting career like 6 or 8 months to go and shadow a professional DJ in the area, and just worked as a DJ for 6 months, just shadowing him so he could learn how to be a DJ for that role.
Well. Really? And you shared that with me?
And I told you guys last year. Yes, I did.
Biggie, don't blame yourself on
I
this.
won't.
Yeah, you couldn't have foreseen that, Biggie.
Yeah, no, I won't.
You had no idea.
Nope.
That Michelle had
Put
said
it behind you, Biggie.
You told us that 6 months ago when the actor that played Herb Tarlick died. That was Frank Bond.
Did he shadow a salesman for 6 months? Come on, people, act. It's a sitcom.
Thank you, Michelle. I know.
I don't think Venus stayed up from midnight to 4 a.m. watching, Quiet Storm DJs.
That's right. But Howard Hessman shadows a morning DJ or a DJ for several months. That's pretty interesting. Thank you, Michelle. We appreciate that. Oh, I hated to see that. Do you know, this is a celebrity as well. Last night, during that Rams 49ers game, I was texting everybody. You had gone to bed.
Yep.
Biggie was up. I was still in texting groups, and I got a text in the middle of it from my friend Rita. And it says,
Rita?
Yeah, Rita. And it says, I got some exciting news now. I'm going to be on 1883, the Yellowstone prequel, tonight.
Huh?
I was like, what? Who is that? I was like, who's
Rita?
You? It's Tom Hanks' wife. Do you know when?
Oh, God. You haven't unsubscribed?
When COVID first hit, we wanted to get Tom Hanks on the air because nobody was doing anything. They were just sitting in their house. So I said,
He was the first celeb, right?
Yeah, I said he had it, as did Rita Wilson, his wife. And I said to Biggie, get him on the air. Now Biggie never did. Don't blame yourself.
I won't.
Behind you, Biggie.
Never do.
But mind of a goldfish. Put it
Rear view.
10-second memory and it's gone. But I signed up. A P1 listener said, why don't you get on her texting platform? She will text you, and you can ask for an interview with Tom Hanks. So I did. I texted her. I was like, hey, can we have Tom Hanks? And instead, she just writes back about the projects she's in and wishing me like happy
Dropping a new single.
Yes. Well, I hadn't heard from her in a year. And all of a sudden, during the playoffs, it's buzz, and I was like, oh, this is going to be big. And it's from Rita. I was like, who's Rita? And she says, I'm going to be in 1883 tonight. And she's like, I sure hope you stay up late and watch. And I was like, who is this?
The nerve.
So I wrote,
You have to conceal your texts from Rita, from your wife, Kelly?
Yeah. And it's always with like hearts and flowers and stuff. And I was like,
Who is this?
who are you?
Who is Rita?
Who's Rita? And why is she texting you? I don't know how to unsubscribe now. But I hadn't heard from her in forever. And all of a sudden she pops up on 1883. And I thought, you got some nerve.
Your paths will cross again there.
Yeah, we will. I'll see her there.